Hey guys, Adam Rose, Vice President and Senior Loan Officer of Western Ohio Mortgage here in Sydney, Ohio, and this is another episode of the Mortgage Guy Podcast, and this is the one where you get to know Kyle Doak again. This is not his first time, but his second time coming on the show. Thank you very much. And just a quick background on him. Kyle is here from Sydney, right? He has 2 kids. Still got 2 kids. We don't have third or fourth or fifth or sixth or anything.
None that I'm aware of.
Okay, very good. All right. And he's been in marketing since 2018 with Corporate Media Solutions. That is his company that he created, and he's also working with, or he's also the marketing director for How Rescue Systems and Crash Course Village out of Kettering. And I've seen some videos, and that looks pretty cool. You guys should check it out. You might have to send me a link, and we'll put it on the YouTube link so they can see some of the work that you do. But today we want to talk about all things marketing.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah, definitely want to provide a couple tips. And really coming at this from the aspect of a small business owner,
right?
Maybe a one-man or one-woman show. Could be also a marketing team could use these tips as well.
Mm-hmm.
So really, anybody who's involved in business really can benefit from any of these tips.
So we want to talk about leveraging video.
Yep.
For small business first off, right? So like consistency and content and stuff like that. So let's talk about consistency. What's considered consistent? And how does that work out there? Like, is the consistency, does it pop up more often when you do searches? Like, how does this work exactly?
Yeah, so really in social media in general, consistency is king.
Right.
If you're only posting 3 times a month,
right? Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, you're not going to get a ton of traction. So basically, what I do at How Rescue Systems is 6 days a week. So I take Sunday off just because this time of the year, although not now, the Super Bowl yesterday.
Right.
But college football is going on Saturdays, so usually try to schedule early in the morning before college games are on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just don't post it all Sunday, especially through football season. Our target audience, firefighters, are watching football.
Right.
They're probably not on their phone. Maybe they're hanging out with their family. So basically try to avoid that day. So otherwise, 6 days a week.
All right, because I don't know about you, but all the people I know actually are on their phones during football season because I feel like everybody's checking the comments during the game and saying stupid crap during the game, and it starts arguments. So no,
that's true.
It's definitely on college football Saturday with the rivalry weekends.
Yeah,
it gets a little ugly.
Although they may be on their phone now on FanDuel or some type of betting or something like that.
Right. So I mean, so you're doing. So are those all videos, or are you just talking about like Facebook ads? I mean, what are you talking for?
So just at least one post a day. It could be a photo. It could be just text, although not. I don't usually.
It doesn't grab as much, right?
Yeah. So you could use a photo or video, either one. One of my favorites, and we'll get into this later, is short form video, so like a vertical TikTok video reel.
Right.
So usually I alternate between a picture or some type of short form video.
Right. And now, do you break? I mean, because you do a lot of video. I mean, that's your job, anyways, right? So it's the marketing piece of this thing. So, do you do new videos constantly, or is it like one of those things where like, hey, we have this session, and I've got an hour-long video, and I cut it up? Because, like we were talking about, to benefit small business owners, sometimes it is a 1 or 2 man band, and that can be a big on-taking, right? Yeah,
definitely. There are tools out there. One that I use is called Opus Pro, OPUS.
Okay.
Basically, what you can do with this particular tool is you can take a long video, a long format video. It can be YouTube link or a file you have on your computer, and it will go through this video and automatically scan and try to pick out the best clips. It'll cut the video for you, and it'll put, if you want this, it'll put captions on it. And TikTok has like the text, the preview text at the beginning of the video. It will do that as well.
Automatic.
Yep.
So it's AI almost. So all right, Justin, we're paying for way too many services in this editing thing. Look into Opus. All right. OPUS.
OPUS.
OPUS. All right. Homework.
So that really is great for repurposing content that you've already made.
Right.
So what I typically do with that is I'll make a longer production video. I'll do all the editing and all that stuff.
Right.
That is a complete product, and then I take it to Opus just for that short form
snips.
Video. Yep, just those snips.
So I cheat a little bit too. So like when we do these podcasts, right, and I do YouTube Shorts and I do TikTok. It's painful, but it's necessary, right? that's what we do. We take the 30-second YouTube shorts, and then we blast it from these videos, right? Podcasts. We blast it out on YouTube Shorts. We blast it out on Facebook Reels. We blast it out on TikTok, and so that's very helpful. But having those that software, that's pretty slick.
Yes.
So it's pretty automated. So I mean, they have a little bit of legwork. They want to do a little bit longer video, but they can take that and they can cut it up over 2 weeks worth of content.
Right.
That's huge.
Right.
All right.
And you can do even more than that because, say for instance, you have like a 10-minute long video or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to have a ton of clips. You're going to have possibly, if you're mixing in other stuff, you could have a month worth of content.
Nice. Beautiful. So, but you talk about making it, educational and entertaining, and that can be a challenge. Yep. Right? I mean, people watching this now are currently bored to death, I'm sure, watching me talk about nothingness all the time. No. But making it educational, there's so many things in our business that we can chop up and really dissect. And so that can be a challenge too. So brainstorming session is probably going to be pretty important in that case. But I want to hop into that, what you mentioned earlier, the standard versus vertical video. What are the differences between those two?
So your standard video, what I call a standard video, is more of your traditional format, a YouTube, the wide.
Right, okay. Mm-hmm.
A 9:16.
I accidentally did a vertical video, I think, because it's all black on the sides, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. The 16:9?
Yeah, 16:9 is your standard. I said it backwards.
Okay.
But 16:9 is your standard video. You think of that as like traditional YouTube, that type of stuff. That is very great if you're going to go in depth on a topic. It's perfect because if somebody wants more information, they're already interested, they want more information, they're going to be somebody who's going to sit around for 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes to a half hour and really kind of nerd out into that topic. Whereas the vertical videos, the TikToks and the Reels, those are your attention grabbers. Right. Those are the things that you're trying to get somebody's attention immediately within the first 3 seconds.
Yeah. Yes. We talked about 8 seconds for websites.
Yes.
Didn't we? It's 3 seconds on. Is it getting worse?
Yeah. So
are we getting dumber?
No, that's kind of their unit of measurement is 3 seconds. That's what they consider a view.
Wow.
But anyways, you want to grab those. You want to grab that attention within the first 3 seconds, and then basically kind of lure them in to come back for more.
Right.
So that's really the role that each of those video formats play. So if you have something that mortgages, you can really dive deep into that, right? If you put out a longer format video, it's for the people who are already interested. But if you put out a quick little tip about getting lower interest rates or something like that, that's an attention
trigger term. We got to be careful with that. So it's just like a mini advertisement, right? And you hope there's a link in there, and they can click and they start following you or whatever the case, and they start diving in a little bit deeper. Yeah. Is there anything like best practices wise? I mean, is there any suggestions on those short videos? The vertical video format for TikToks and YouTube Shorts and Reels and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of people will try to mix up the two. They'll try to fit a reel into a standard format. Okay. So like you'll have a long intro.
Oh, I
to
see.
A company or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't work.
With the vertical video, with the TikTok, you have to start immediately.
It's got to be snappy.
There can't even be a half-second pause in the person who's talking. It has to start immediately. That's one of the big things. Another big thing is, as I mentioned previously, the preview text that comes up.
Right.
You put that up there and you try to create a little bit of mystery, pull that person in and say, oh, what's this video about? I want to check out more.
So is the preview text, just remind me, so like if I'm on Facebook and there's a video sitting there but I haven't clicked into it, is it that thing that's like moving for 2 seconds and shows some words and it's like a preview and it's like, oh, okay, what happens next?
Yeah.
Click. Okay.
It's basically to give you a little bit of a hint of what the video is about or pique your curiosity and make you watch more of that video.
Very good. Very good. Anything else on short video before we move on?
No, I think that's basically it. Although I will say if you're doing Reels, you have to watch it 60 seconds. That's all you got. If you're on TikTok, you can do it to 10 minutes now.
So we've been cutting like our YouTube Shorts into 30-second clips. Some of them went a little bit longer, so they kind of fit into that mold. So, I mean, that's a great tip, guys. So if you're out there and you're doing videos and you want to get your face out there, do long content, especially in the real estate industry, right? If you're showing a home or something like that, you might have a 5 or 6 minute video and then Opus, right? Go ahead and cut it a little bit yourself, but upload it
Yeah,
to
yeah, you can
the website, or is it like a downloaded like on your phone? What is it?
It's like a cloud-based service.
Okay.
So it basically you can upload that video and hit one click. If you know Opus, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you hit one click, and then basically it kind of goes to the cloud, and it will actually email you when those clips are done. Because sometimes it may take like a half an hour or something.
Right,
like
it's
that.
got to dissect it a little bit. But that's cool as hell, guys. Check that out. So let's move on to digital asset audits, right?
Yeah, so digital asset audits, you're basically looking at like your websites,
right?
Your Google My Businesses, and your social media. Are all those things lined up and looking good?
Absolutely not. They're not. I feel like there's very few companies that can truly say like it's all linear. Like this links to this and this. Like if you Google this, it'll pop up with SEO searches and our videos for YouTube lead you here. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff hanging out there, and we haven't perfected it ourselves. So yeah, let's dive into this. How do we optimize that sort of thing? Like where do you start?
Yeah, so if you don't have a website and you're even if you're a small business owner, you should have a website.
Right, absolutely.
There are plenty of platforms out there that will help you out, like Squarespace and stuff like that you can fairly easily set up and design a decent looking website. And this digital asset audit is kind of one of the more difficult aspects of it because there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution that will kind of bring everything together for you.
Right.
You just kind of got to be on top of it and manage it.
Right. So, so optimization. So, like Google, right? Google's a piece of this.
Yeah.
I assume. Define the site first off.
Yeah. Google is a huge piece of it. If you've got search engine optimization going on your website, that will definitely help bump you up on the Google search rankings.
Right.
You want to be towards the top. So you want to have good search engine optimization for that. That's keywords. Whatever your niche is, whatever your market is, you want to have good keywords that people are going to search for.
Right. And it might be content on the website that it's finding, right?
Yeah.
So on Google, actually, what's weird? We were trying to look up a business the other day for a verification of employment. They had no listing whatsoever. And so it's not hard to get listed on Google.
Right.
And not to put you on the spot, but what's that process look like? Do you Google, how do I get a Google account? Like, I mean, what do you, I don't even know. I really don't know. I mean, we've had this stuff set up for so long, I couldn't even tell you how it worked.
Yeah, honestly, Google My Business, it's pretty easy to set up, especially if you already have a Google account. Basically, you're just going through the process of, filling out your business information and then going through, it's called Google My Business. So you're going through that process and it's totally free.
Oh,
that's the best part. It's totally free. And then, if somebody searches you, the address of your business is going to come up right there. Your hours are going to come up. All that information that's important is going to come up immediately.
So it's not overly difficult. It's almost like filling out just basic information about your company, hours, all that fun stuff. Now you do got to stay on top of that piece of it, though, right? Because there have been times where we would Google search a business, and I think everybody's run into this, and it says they're open, and they're really not, right?
Yeah.
Or hey, we changed during holiday hours, and they never update it. So keeping that up to date, I would assume it's pretty easy to do. But it'll have all your information, you can all your links, and the nice thing about it for small business owners, guys, is once you have a Google account set up and running, and they can find you out there, is now you can shoot out or request clients that are satisfied fill out a Google review.
Yeah.
Now this is going to move you up when we talk about SEO searching, right? And all the SEO work, the search engine optimization. The more Google reviews you have, if they start looking for a specific product or service, the higher up the rankings you naturally become without having to pay for a company to come in there and completely optimize everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, you definitely want to get Google reviews. I mean, there are other companies out there, but I feel like a Google review is a pretty solid piece of the puzzle as far as like building your brand reputation.
Yeah. So from corporate media solutions aspect of things, where do you come into play? Do you can you help with all these items?
Oh yeah, for sure. All of these things listed are things that we do, and if somebody has any questions about them, we can certainly set them up and guide them down the right path.
Right. Okay, very good. So anything else on digital asset audit? Because we want to cover one more thing after that.
Yeah, I would say just touching briefly on social media. Just make sure you're keeping up on that. Consistently posting, keeping your brand up and in front of people. That's a big part.
Now, you may not know the answer to this. So someone told me the other day, when they share content, you don't actually get quite as much visibility versus someone would like take the information and then post it. Does that make sense? Like compared to a share to a normal post, like if I created my own content for the post, so they're like grabbing the stuff, screenshotting it, and then creating their own post. Do you get more traction that way? Do you know?
Yeah, because you're getting rewarded for posting original content is kind of how they view it.
Very good.
And also, if you're a business and you're sharing a post, you also lose the insights for that post. So you can't see what the reach is, what the impressions are, because you're just sharing it. It's not your post.
Ah, very good. I didn't know that. All right. So the guy who told me, who probably is watching this video, you were right. All right. I'll take your advice. So, and there's other ways to actually grow your business. Right, we talked about in-person networking events and stuff like that, getting your name out there in the community, and that's probably a question you probably ask businesses. Like if you're doing this broad overview of, hey, let's talk about your video content and start creating that aspect of it. Let's talk about the digital asset piece with your Google reviews and your online presence and your SEO work and keywords. Where does the in-person stuff come into play?
In person may seem like it's going
old
out
school.
of style,
it's old school, right?
Right? But it's not. It's a huge piece of the puzzle. Honestly, if you need to be doing in person networking if you're not, and I know you and Western Home Mortgage are pretty good about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're not getting out there, if you're not getting into say like a BNI that we have here in Sydney, if you're not getting into that, if you're not getting in with the chamber programs,
right,
you probably should check into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great thing. You show your face to these other businesses. They know you're there. It creates this sense of comfort and trust between business owners. And, you know, when you get that opportunity to service someone that got referred over to you from XYZ business and you take care of them, I mean, it's just that much better because it allows you, if you have a client that has another service, you can feel comfortable sending them somewhere else, right?
For sure.
And feel like your name's not going to get rubbed in the dirt because they're going to treat them crappy or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So that's hugely important. And what about community service? What about charitable work and stuff like that? Does that come into play typically?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, when you're seeing a company's banner out there who's sponsoring a community event or something like that, I think that goes a long way in a lot of people's minds to say, hey, this is a local company. They're invested in our local community, and it's somebody who I want to give my business to as well. So I think that's huge to make sure that you're giving back into your community.
Now, How Rescue Systems, being a marketing director for them, what kind of stuff, if you don't mind me asking, they get involved in? Because they're based in Dayton, Kettering, right? Dayton. Do they dive into anything local or help? I know because it's a little different ball game, right? We're training firefighters from all across the country.
Yeah.
So that reach, does it have that same impact, do you feel, with that local involvement? Or is this because you guys get everybody, they're across the country, right?
Yeah. Well, we have sales regions. So we have the eastern part of the United States for most of our
makes more sense then.
Our larger products. But so basically, what we've done is we've set aside a budget for each of our sales guys, and that budget is local spend. So we've had everybody from, we have a sales guy in Indiana. He's sponsored some 4-H events. He actually sponsored a rodeo. We do things like other fundraising events that firefighters may be involved in. In Pennsylvania, it's a little bit different animal. We have, it's more of a volunteer-based firefighter system, where here in Ohio, it's more of a paid career aspect. So, we set aside a pretty good piece of the marketing budget just so these guys can get their name out there locally, and they're seeing How Rescue, on all of their local stuff. These local firefighters who are showing up to things, they're seeing a meal sponsored by How Rescue Systems. They're seeing, a monetary donation on behalf of How Rescue Systems to these events, and I think it goes a long way. Yeah.
That's important too, guys. If you're a business owner, or if you're a salesman, is to actually create a marketing budget instead of just getting asked if you'll donate money, and I always say yes. So this time of year is rough, so pump the brakes, guys. I know it's charity season, but one step at a time, shall we? I get blasted this time of year, and I always say yes. But don't overlook sponsoring the summer baseball teams. You have no 100%. Idea what kind of impact that has on people. I got 2 deals. I coach a team, and I sponsor the team. I got 2 deals out of that.
That's right.
And then it's a conversation starter. So don't overlook that small stuff, and make sure you're getting involved with the YP Connects and talking to people at BNI and you got young that's YP Connects, young professionals, right? And then you got Chamber of Commerce. There's so much stuff that you can get involved in that we highly recommend that you do it. You don't know what kind of profound impact it might have on somebody. And, marketing events, they can be awkward for some people.
Sure.
I used to, so anybody that comes in and works under me, when we do marketing events, I said, listen, don't feel like you got to work the entire room. Your goal should be, I want to build a good relationship with at least one individual, and just focus on that.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? Don't feel like you got to talk to everybody in the room, because they're going to come back to the next event. You'll have another opportunity to talk to someone else.
For sure.
So if you're a little bit more of an introvert and it's a little uncomfortable feeling, try to use that as your target, as your goal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And somebody who fits that profile of an introvert myself, I can definitely say I feel that's true.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to work the whole room. You see some people that you can build a relationship, go after them and talk to them and see how you can help them and just continue to build that relationship.
Anything else? Anything else for the word of the public here for helping build their business online, other than calling you and setting up the appointment?
Yeah, for sure. So if you need some marketing guidance, for sure, give me a call. My website is corporatemediasolutions.us. Or
that's key, guys.
Yes.
.us.
.us. Yeah, it throws a lot of people off. Unfortunately, corporatemediasolutions.com was not available. But also, if you're interested in life-saving equipment, rescue equipment, if you're a firefighter, volunteer firefighter around here, check out How Rescue Systems. We have a ton of great, extremely high-quality equipment. And then crashcoursevillage.org. If you need some training, cutting up some cars, maybe some rope rescue training.
Is that open to the general public? Because I would love to come down and cut open some cars. That'd be fun. Like Jaws of Life style? Like can opener?
Yep.
Okay. So we might have to make a visit down there. But guys, check it out. So check out corporatemediasolutions.us, right? corporatemediasolutions.us. Don't forget the website. We're going to put some links out there, and he'll send us some content. Maybe we can pull. Is How Rescue Systems okay with us sharing some of their content?
Oh, yeah.
See what kind of samples you have out there and what you do for them?
Yeah, for sure. They're not going to mind at all.
Fantastic. We'll put some links out there, guys. And again, if you're a small business, take some of those tips. Start working on some of your video marketing using TikToks, using Facebook Reels, using YouTube and YouTube Shorts, and get some more activity and some people talking about your business. So that's all we got this week, guys. We will see you all next week. Remember, subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we will see you guys next week.